I was trying to adjust dog cam because Layla came in. There we go. There she is. We've got dog cam working. See, clever that. That was what I was doing. I was adjusting camera because she jumped up on the sofa, so we can do a bit of dog cam. Dog cam. So I've got it hidden amongst the guitar cases, so she won't suspect a thing. There we go. That's one for Andrew. Where is Andrew? Oh, Mr. Kostanik, he seems to have gone missing. Anyway, I haven't looked at the news today, so this should be fun. What is going on? What is going on? Oh, yes, we're celebrating. That's not good. No, not celebrating. We're commemorating. I knew it began with a C. The passing of Madge, the Queen. Charles and Camilla are doing the rounds. They're doing the stuff. There we go. That's the headline. That's the top headline there. Because, can you believe it? A whole year has passed since Madge handed in a notice. A lifetime of service to the country and her people. What else have we got? God, that's a horrible story. It's what happens when you don't check. There's some horrible stories. There's electrocution, there's decapitation, and let's talk about Richard Price. Richard Price is a dentist. Here he is. But you might not want to see him because he's a naughty boy. Yeah. The multi-millionaire dentist, right, was found guilty of engaging in sexual communication with a 13-year-old girl, and he's placed on the sex offenders register, right? But the story is here. He spent the last 2 years fighting against suspension by the General Dental Council, and he lives in a £8 million house in North London, and they reckon he spent thousands on legal fees in his bid to win the right to treat children. Yeah, not adults, children. That's his big thing. The father of two was exposed following a police raid at his mansion back in February 2021, where they discovered that he'd engaged in sexual communication with the schoolgirl. He'd sent messages from his home and his practice in Hampstead. So imagine his mind weren't on his work, was it? This is the problem. These perverts are everywhere. Be careful. The Metropolitan Police online child abuse and sexual exploitation team told the General Dental Council that when his case came to court, prosecutors said it is believed that Mr. Fraser had engaged in sexual communication online with a 13-year-old girl and exchanged images of himself whilst dressed in medical robes. Self-images were exchanged and images of a dental chair were shared with his child. And he pled guilty. Right, he was sentenced to 4 months imprisonment, suspended for 12 months, always a suspended sentence, and he's on the sex offenders register for 7 years, so that will run until 2028. So yeah, this is it, and this is how they spend their money. He's married to a glamorous banker, apparently. That's the top story. They're everywhere. Oh dear. Oh God, a woman mauled to death. I don't want to do that. Meanwhile, the Met Police apparently they're not tackling all the shoplifting that's going on in London. Oh no, they're spending significant resources tackling ULEZ related crime. Yeah. Apparently, there's been 160 reports of thefts and 350 of equipment being damaged. Yeah, so there's 510 total crime reports relating to ULEZ cameras that's been logged between April the 1st and the end of August. These figures have just been released by the Met Police last week. 2 arrests have been made, with 1 person charged and bailed, and the other cases was discontinued by the Crown Prosecution Service. Discontinued. This is how effective they are. This was revealed during Sir Mark Rowley's chat on LBC this morning. I missed it. I heard a bit of it, but I missed the rest of it. And yeah, this is what a fully functioning ULEZ camera should look like, i.e., it's daubed with paint and unusable. Smash the system. We need to rise up. But really, people should have been talking to him about all the perverts working for the Met. I mean, there was another one the other day, wasn't there? Charged, sent down for awful offences. That's the real story. I kind of like this, isn't it? See? And that's where the ULEZ camera was. So yeah, good to see the police have got their priorities right. Surely, I'm surprised that Khan doesn't have his own private police force dealing with this. Meanwhile, I don't know if did you know that the BBC have a disinformation service? Okay, yeah, it's was it BBC Fact Check or something? And again, I don't know. Does any of it work? I don't know. But anyway, it's in the news today because its chief fact checker, Mariana Spring, issues at the 49th annual Television Streaming and Audio Awards. I think they made that dress out of some curtains that her mum and dad had back in the 70s. No style at all, no style. She's in trouble. The 27-year-old's in trouble because people have accused her of lying on her CV. Oh my God, the head of disinformation has been indulging in disinformation. Who could have thought it? But yeah, Miss Spring claimed to have worked along BBC correspondent Sarah Rainsford covering the perception of Russia, when it appears she hadn't. But the BBC has refused to comment on the claims. Yeah. Meanwhile, many online people have asked her to be sacked. She should be fired. While others have said, "Got to be kind. Be kind." Well, did she or didn't she lie? I'm sure that isn't that a sacking offence anyway. The allegations sent around a report which claimed that around 5 years ago, Miss Spring was trying to get work as a freelancer in Moscow for a US-based news site Coda Story. An article in the New European said that when she applied at the website's editor-in-chief, Natalia Antileva, in 2018, she said she worked alongside BBC correspondent Sarah Rainsford covering the perception of Russia during the 2018 Football World Cup. But yeah, Miss Antileva rebuked her after checking out the claim and finding it to be false, so she didn't get the job. Now this is it. This is how you get on. You lie on your CV. It's never worked for me because I've always put international gigolo and spy, and they don't believe me. So there you go. Yes, yes, yes. Whoa! I've set the dog off. Yes. Why is it a yes? Because we have a late entry for our giant hogweed story. I haven't got the sting anymore, have I? Have I still got the sting? I don't know. Will it work? There you go. Still got it still works. But yeah, Britain's most dangerous plant has struck again. But this time, a little 4-year-old girl has been hurt. Yeah, she accidentally brushed against the giant hogweed when she was visiting the Delamere Forest in Cheshire. Now this is Aurora Waters. Here she is with her mum, Kerry. She's doing the Winston Churchill V for Victory salute. I like that girl's moxie. And yeah, she started complaining of pains in her legs, and it's not looking good for her. That really got her, that one, didn't it? Remember, the sap from the giant hogweed causes the skin to lose its protection against against sunlight, and so you just start burning. And here she is, slowly healing up. But let's hope she gets better, eh? Oh, here's a picture of her recovering. Oh, poor little girl. And again, you've got to be careful. Those giant hogweed, they're everywhere. They haven't actually got... Have we got a picture of a hogweed? They haven't included... Oh, no, we have. We have got... Here we go. There we go. So if you see that, run away from it before it photosensitizes its venom. Indeed. Turn and run. Meanwhile, Costa Coffee have put out an urgent do not eat warning for their sandwiches and wraps. I'd say that anyway, probably because of the salt content. But no, they're urgently recalling several types of sandwich and wraps because they may contain small stones. And they've put do not eat warnings out for 4 of its products. And officers at the Food Standards Agency have published the alert, have warned that these products could be unsafe. There you go. Oh my God, there's a stone in my BLT. Don't say it too loud, sir. They'll all want one. So yes, don't buy anything from Costa. Now this is an interesting story. This is... It's a sad story. There was a crash on the A67 near Kirklevington in North Yorkshire. Helen Shaw veered into another vehicle and killed Rosina Ingram, who's 85. She died several days later after suffering from very bad injuries. So yeah, here's the person who drove the car, Helen Shaw, and the inquest was up the other day. And yeah, the son of the pensioner who was killed made a statement saying that she is accountable for the death because it's emerged she won't be facing a criminal trial. Mr. Ingram, he got up and said he wanted her to remember his words and said, I do not accept your account, and for that you will be forever accountable, right? But the Crown Prosecution Service dropped the charge of careless driving. Now, I've got to let it fill you in more. You're probably thinking, oh, what was she drinking? Was she on her phone? No. The fatal crash involved Miss Shaw's grey Seat Leon, an Audi Q7, and Mr. and Mrs. Ingram's red Nissan Note on July the 25th, 2019 at 5 to 12 in the lunchtime. And what happened was, as she was driving, she felt something on her leg, and she looked down, and there was a wasp, and it had stung her. And for momentarily, she lost concentration and veered off and hit the other car. And this is the terrible story. They've actually got the remnants of the crash here. And at the inquest, pictures were shown of Helen Shaw's leg with 2 what appeared to be insect stings on her calf. So her story added up. It was taken at the scene. And yeah, so what a terrible story. Again, Mr. Ingram, I think it was, people who wanted to prosecute said, well, she should have pulled over. And she said, well, it was, a reaction thing. She just reacted to it. And I don't know if you've ever been in a car when a wasp has flown in, all hell breaks loose. So I kind of feel sorry for both. It's a wisdom of Solomon case, that one. I think, no one's winning that. But yeah. Meanwhile, Kim Jong-un has launched a new nuclear submarine. Yeah. It's pretty impressive. It's a pretty impressive submarine. You'll be able to see it coming, because look at that. You're not going to be out. That's not. That's out in the sea, wouldn't you? I don't think that's going to be. They're not going to keep it like that, are they? But yeah, they reckon that these these submarines are the latest in North Korean technology. Made of cardboard, I'm sure of it. And I think they've been working on for a decade. But the interesting thing is Kim Jong-un, he had a really good time, right? And to show that he was on side, he put on one of their hats. Look at him. Oh, they love him. They love him. Shame he's a despicable tyrant. And what else have we got? Meanwhile, there's a backlog at Terminal 4 in Heathrow. Remember when I say don't go anywhere? More evidence. And because of this backlog, there's pictures and video of passengers just desperately trying to find their suitcases. It's quite fun. I mean, look at, oh, let's have a look. I mean, this fella looks quite dejected. You know what you need to do? You need to get a helium balloon and tie it to your suitcase. That way, yeah, find it. It'd be just that. No, that wouldn't work. Okay. Have we got any funnies? No, that's not funny. That's not funny. Not funny. It's a lot of Queen stuff. And by Queen, I don't mean the band. I mean, it's a year since the Queen passed. Meanwhile, more evidence in the stay-at-home file. A couple from Hull planned a trip to Bulgaria. 4-star hotel they were promised. This is what they thought they were getting, but it was like one of those package deals from the 1970s when you went to Benidorm and the hotel was half finished. Again, a lot of the poolside tiling was cracked and damaged. In order to protect the lights, they put plastic cups to stop the lights getting. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, this is what was on the hotel website. It looks quite nice. It looks quite nice, but I didn't like it. They had issues. I mean, look, rusty railings. I mean, I've got a feeling they were angling for a hefty discount. I think they're onto that. But yeah, this is Chris Summon and his partner Nikki. They booked a holiday to Bulgaria through TUI. And they were mortified by the state of the hotel, which they claimed looked nothing like the images in the brochure. Chris said the room was totally run down with shabby furniture, skirting boards coming over from the wall, chips and stains on the coffee table. The shower enclosure was rusty, old, with broken tiles. Well, there's no pictures of that. There's no pictures of that. And yeah, they basically went around reviewing. I guess you'd call them hotel auditors, wouldn't you? A spokesman for TUI said the company had no say in the hotel's rating and acted only as a booking agent. That's how you get out of it. That wasn't me, Gov. Wasn't me, Gov. We just take your money and book it. There you go. So I think they're just angling for some extra dosh, you know, so taking off their holiday. Good news, everybody. The new COVID variant, UK parola, there's been a jump. There's been a jump in cases. Have you got parola? Sounds quite nice. Oh, my parola. My parola. I've set the dog off again. Yeah, they reckon there's been a leap in parola cases, so watch out. Might need another jab. Yeah, might need some more of that sweet mRNA in your veins. Look, it's done me the world of good. I glow now in the dark like the Ready Brick kids. It's true. But yeah, the UK Health Security Agency, the UK HSA, has confirmed how many? 36 cases of the strain. It's known as BA.2.86. 2 are in Scotland, while 34 are in England. And what are the symptoms? Right, let's see what the symptoms are. So you get a runny nose, a headache, fatigue, sore throat, fever, and persistent cough. Oh, so it sounds like the fucking sniffles. There we go. There we go. So, watch out there. And this is what it looks like. It looks like this. Look, if you see this fella, run in the other direction. There you go. Now, I'm not saying that COVID doesn't exist. We've weakened it with our immune systems. We're going to be fine. Then he drops dead of COVID. Oh, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? God, you'd have a right laugh then, wouldn't you? We have got vanity projects that have bankrupted English councils. Oh, the Daily Mail, they've got their teeth into this. We did a bit of this yesterday, didn't we? And yeah, they've got another little graphic. Look at this. So, Hull from Urban Renewal Plan in Slough, 7 million. In Woking, failed Singapore-style skyscraper. In Woking, 750 million. Solar farms, that was at Thurrock. Again, the tycoon just basically ran away with the money. 650 million. Hackney, botched bin service, 10 million. Croydon, new headquarters, 144 million. And hydrogen buses in Birmingham. There you go. Has your council spent money on stuff it can't afford? Leave a comment in the comment box below. Don't worry, you won't listen. But from hydrogen buses to hydrogen planes. Yeah, the world's first piloted hydrogen plane has taken off, and we've got some footage of it here. This is important. Look, that's technology, that is. We're in the 21st century. Finally got hydrogen planes, yeah. The H2 Fly, which is that's not the name of the plane, that's the name of the people that made it. They're the developer of hydroelectric power systems, and they're based in Stuttgart in Germany. Announced the HY4 aircraft, and it's got a hydrogen electric fuel cell propulsion systems and cryogenically stored liquid hydrogen. And it's completed 4 flights, including one that lasted over 3 hours. The craft took off from Maribor in Slovenia and saw safe and efficient operation through multiple flight tests, H2 Fly said in a statement. So there you go. It could be the future. Could be the future of aviation. Look at that. Hey, hydrogen. Forget hydrogen buses. Hydrogen planes is where it's at. Meanwhile, we was talking about auctions yesterday, but one auction house got into a bit of bother, right? This is this Saturday auction house in Blackminster in Evesham in Worcestershire. They're having an auction, right? And they got into a bit of bother because of something in the window. Shall we have a look? Shall we look what caused the upset? It was one of the items for sale. They put it in the window. What do you think it is? Not gollywog? Nah, not gollywog. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's a rather nice decorative flag with a Buddhist symbol on it, I believe. Isn't it? It's a Buddhist symbol, isn't it? Yeah, they got into trouble. They reckon it might fetch £500. 501. Here it is. I'm probably demonetised for this, but I'm just reporting on what happened. So yeah, the police were called. The police were called, and the flag was removed on Monday after a complaint was made to West Mercia Police. Mr. Williams said the 3 foot by 5 foot flag was seized by British troops in World War II and kept as a souvenir. There they are. I think they're going off to nick another Nazi flag. But yeah, the flag was passed down through a soldier's family before a relative decided to sell it. Can you imagine you're going through the belongings and you find that and you go, shall we keep it? Might be nice in the reading room. You know, maybe we can hang it out. you'd sell it, wouldn't you? You would sell it. Joanna Anderson was one of those who saw the flag on her way to a nearby spinning and weaving shop. She said, I pulled up in the car park, looked up and thought, wait, what? Someone I know came overnight to ask if I was seeing the same thing as me. I was overlooking the car park and pretty hard to miss. I have an elderly Jewish friend I meet there, and I'm glad she wasn't there that day, as her family was killed in the Holocaust. Apparently the flag had been there for a week, and she'd already seen it and reported it to the police. And this is Trevor Williamson, the man who got into a lot of bother trying to sell a Nazi flag. What can you say? It must be difficult when you have that kind of memorabilia. You remember a lot of British troops took flags, helmets, knives, guns as souvenirs. And then what do you do with them? You can't exactly throw away in the rubbish, can you? Meanwhile, I've got a top story here. Do you know what it is? How to wipe your bottom. Yeah. Oh dear. Now, this is an actual story. Right? From Cassidy Morrison, the senior health reporter for the Daily Mail. Right? Wiping your backside. What you're doing right. What you're doing. The general rule of thumb is if you walk away smelling worse than when you sat down, you're doing it wrong. Apparently there is a medical sound way of doing things. Right, remember? You wipe from front to back. It's obvious. Yeah? And I reckon that seven sheets of paper is enough. Seven? And that was on a survey from toilet paper manufacturing Cottonelle. Of course it was. Of course, a toilet paper manufacturer. You need to use 7. No, if it comes out clean, you can get away with maybe 2 sheets. You know what I'm saying? But 7, what have you been eating? Cat food? But yeah, how to wipe your ass. Daily Mail, thank you for that. We needed that, didn't we? Oh, you know that bloke who tried to cross the Atlantic on that big hamster wheel on this device? He's been banned from the sea. They've banned him. There's a follow-up. He's been totally banned from going near the sea because he tries to go across the Atlantic like that. Meanwhile, police were called, right? This is up at Chapel St Leonard's in Lincolnshire, right? Police were called to the Seascape Cafe, which is inside the North Sea Observatory in Chapel St Leonard's in Skegness. Here it is. And they were called there. Someone had called in and said, it's a very serious incident. Right, so they rushed there because there was a mass killing. Yeah, there was a mass killing. And so the police rushed there, right? This was 9:30 p.m. Sirens blazing, rushed there. Only to find that it was a yoga class which was cut short because the people who were lying on the floor, who they thought was dead, were doing yoga. I shit you not. True story. But yeah, the class was cut short. The cafe in a Facebook post said that someone had reported a mass killing after seeing people on the floor inside the building. We're doomed. We're doomed as a species, you know that. And they turned up and they thanked him for the prompt response. But they regularly play host to yoga classes. And so if you see anyone lying, prostrate on the floor, it's the New Moon yoga class that runs from Wednesdays from 7:30 to 9 p.m. So, join them. Just don't phone the police thinking, that they've been murdered. It's bonkers, isn't it? Meanwhile, health news. Right. This is from France, right? The story's from Ué, France. This is in the Côte d'Amour on July the 28th. Husband and wife had a little bit of an argument, right? A little bit of an argument. The wife, who's diabetic, right, was a bit peeved, right, because he called her illness a benign illness. And they had a bit of an argument about it. Well, she wasn't too happy. So what she did is she injected him with the insulin, with her insulin, because she wanted to teach him a lesson and teach him what it was like to be hypoglycemic. Well, unfortunately, it made him very ill, and he died 2 weeks later. And yeah, she's been indicted for attempted murder and placed in pre-trial detention because she killed her husband, didn't she? Not very good, is it? And for those who don't know, that's what a diabetic injection could look like. It's a stock image. But I always say I'm going to put metformin in the missus's food, because if she's constipated, because it doesn't half clear you out. 20 minutes. If you're constipated, metformin, I tell you, jet of slurry within 20 minutes. No word of a lie. So I know what the result. I would never do. So of course I would never do that. It's a joke. I would never do that. But yeah, she killed him. He slipped into unconsciousness, and that was it. And they reckon that was it. just absolutely crazy story. Have I done enough? I feel like I've done enough. I'll just see if there's any animal stories. Animal stories. Again, there's a lot more about the anniversary of the Queen's death. Hey, I think we've got some animal snaps. This is from Bored Panda. The Daily Mail has stolen it from Bored Panda, who's stolen those pictures from other people, and I'm stealing it from them. There's just a couple of animal pictures in it. Here you go. You don't want that to happen, do you? These are just the animal ones. There are some other ones where people are getting sunburnt. Look, he's literally dive bombed the picture. Little spider monkey there. Have we got another animal one? Here's another photo bomb. I like that one. That's a good one. Also, something for the dads. Have we got any more animal ones? And yeah, this person, he climbed up a mountain only to have a monkey nick his water. So he was very thirsty when he got to the top of the peak. So yeah, that's not very good though. Have we got any more? Just checking. No, there's no more. No more animal stories there. Let's see if there's one in the animal. Here we go. We're going to Nebraska. And he was pulled over by officers from the Norfolk Police Division. They were called. This is a week ago now. He was spotted driving eastbound down Highway 275. And when you see what the issue is, and again I'm hoping there isn't an advert, you can see what the problem is. Yes, he has a cow. Look, in his car. Yeah, a cow riding shotgun down the motorway, and of course I don't think that's illegal. Oh, and it's shat all over the. Oh Jesus, that's pretty. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, It's got a cow on him. And yeah, there is actually a bit of footage of him driving along with the cow. Let me just, I'm getting it queued up because it's quite a scene. Wait a minute, you're gonna see him driving along with it now. Oh my goodness. You've seen it all. And I think that'll do for today. I think I've done enough damage. Let's see if there's anybody in the chat room. Rene's in. He says, warm there also? Yeah, it's very warm. The fan is off. 8 people watching, my goodness. He said this morning it was very nice sitting on the balcony. Now it was a lot hotter sitting there, 31 degrees. Well, 29 here. Outside, I'll see what the temperature is in Lock Towers. Oh, it's a balmy 27. It's 27 degrees inside, so, you know, I have the fan on, but we don't have air conditioning because we're peasants. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed that. Yeah, it's going to be a bit warm tomorrow as well, and then hopefully it will cool down a bit. Naz is in. He says, "Hey mate, hope you're good. Just finished watching Roger's grumpy birthday message." I couldn't give a fuck. So who cares? That's it. So yeah, that was the news. Killing the channel one video at a time. You know. You've got to drink up. I should have had a glass of water. Ta-ta.